Hello everybody, Lucy here. It is 9:30 a.m. on Monday, the 15th of June 2015, and I am exhausted because I've had about 4 hours sleep, maybe not even that. Because late last night, Bethesda and E3 snuck into my bedroom like a pair of dirty mistresses and showed me all the Fallout 4 that they had to offer, and I'm telling you, it was good. It was worth losing some sleep over. It was worth getting my sleep interrupted for. Yep, Fallout fucking 4 was announced last week with an awesome, awesome trailer that I've been playing the music from over and over for the past week. I've added it to my Spotify playlist of Fallout music, and it's pretty damn awesome. It gets me right in the Fallout feels. But yeah, last night, very first conference of E3, and it felt to Bethesda, who's done it for the first time. It's the first time they had their own conference, and they showed a lot of things. But for this video, I'm going to be talking exclusively about Fallout 4 because it is so big and so huge, and we've been waiting for so long. And I have been waiting for so long because I adore the Fallout games. And they showed so much last night that I needed to take some time to write it all down and get all my thoughts about it out. So here we go. They started out the Fallout bit. Obviously, you can see on the screen right now a hell of a lot of concept art. Some of it absolutely incredible, and focusing mostly upon something that we've never seen in a Fallout game before, and that is the pre-apocalyptic world that they teased in the very first trailer. Very bright, very sunny, showing not central downtown Boston, but the outskirts of it, the suburbs, so to speak. So for the first time ever, they are actually giving us some pre-apocalypse gameplay, and this serves as the introduction little section of the game. Like in Fallout 3, how you had the little thing where you were a baby, and then you were a child, and then you were a teenager down in the vault. This is the intro where you get to customize your character, and you get to choose the person that you're going to be in future gameplay. They showed off character customization, which looks absolutely incredible. It is very instinctive, very natural. It's all about moving the little things around and getting it just how you want it. So, there's no more sliders. Sliders are dead. Hashtag sliders are dead. And you get to pick which character you're going to play as. If you're going to be a male character or a female character, but you actually get to customize both of them, which is pretty awesome. Because this couple, I believe, are going to be integral to the whole of the story. Whichever one of the couple you decide to play as. As me, I tend to play RPGs as myself, so I'll be playing as the mother, the woman. It's going to be very integral to the whole of the story. I'm really looking forward to that. And they make a child, basically, based on how you customize the male and female character, which, for me, it's pretty incredible, this little family unit that they've created. I'm really looking forward to seeing where they go with that. You make the story very personal. So yeah, there's some minor gameplay pre-apocalypse. It's not really clear in what they showed how explorative that's actually going to be. You can wander around your own home. Obviously, there is a friendly Mr. Handy bot in your own home. There's little Easter eggs with Nuka-Cola and sugar bombs, and then there's a knock at the door, and a Vault Tech comes and asks you some questions where you put in your name, your skills. Very standard fare for Fallout. You choose what type of character you're actually going to be. Yeah, and also as this intro scene progresses, the bot, the handyman Codsworth, I think his name is, comes and tells you that your child needs looking after. and calls them by name. Apparently, the bot is programmed with over 1,000 recognizable, popular names, so it makes it even more personal to you. Which, if you've got an obscure name, it's gonna be one of those things where you're gonna be like, yeah, that's not gonna happen for me. But with me, it's gonna be me, Barry, maybe Jack. So it's gonna be very personal. And then as the intro continues, disaster hits, the apocalypse is looming, and you and your family go to the vault. Um, the blast hits, and your character wakes up 200 years later. Whoever you chose to play as, the male character or the female character, you wake up 200 years later. They're not giving away, they won't give away too much about the story. Here is my impressions of it, and we'll see in time if that's right or not. I suspect that it is going to be a very personal story, very, heavily family based. That the amount of customization they let you put into both characters and the fact that they use both of your customized characters to create a child makes me think that, the family unit, the personal story is going to be a big deal in it. Um, there were some rumors going around when the original trailer hit that it was only going to be as a character you could play as a man because there was going to be a wife on ice sort of story. That may still be true. You play as a woman, you have your husband on ice. Possibly going to still be true. Obviously your character has been on ice for 200 years. Did your spouse survive? Did they survive the blast? Did they make it into the vault? Did your child grow up and have children of their own, who then had children and had children? And, are you going to meet your great, 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 great grandkiddies somewhere along the line? I'm going to be walking around the wasteland looking at NPCs going, are you related to me? Are you related to me? Please don't flirt with me. This could be very, very wrong. But yeah, I mean, apart from that, it's set in Boston in what is known as the Commonwealth, in Fallout lore. So there's going to be politics, there's going to be all sorts of there's going to be loads of side characters with their own quests, their own stories. This is Fallout. This is one of the games that do open world so well. And I can't wait. I mean, I can only suspect at this point in time what the story is going to be about, but yeah. So after you wake up, you leave in the vault. There's exploration. You go back to your old house. Post apocalypse, 200 years later, has fallen into such a dilapidated state. Awesome to show that you can explore in first person or third person, depending upon your preference. I've always liked to do third person. I occasionally go into first person during combat, but when it comes to exploring, I like to explore in third person. I spent ages customizing my character. I want to be able to see them. And you get to meet your little companion, your first little companion, is your doggy, who I hope you get to name and play about with a little bit. But he is fully commandable. You can order him to go fetch, get you certain things, and also help you with combat. Yeah, hunting mole ratties. But yeah, as we saw a little bit earlier, in terms of the dialogue as well, it's so much more intuitive. You're not locked into a cutscene. You can do it in either first person or third person. And as they said, you're not locked in. You can walk away at any time or shoot them or whatever you need to do. So, I mean, what is a Fallout game to most people? It's these big, big open worlds, gorgeous worlds. They've moved away. Clearly, they've moved away from the dark grey, greenish tones of Fallout 3, and it is so bright and so open. There seems to be dynamic weather going to be happening. There's various areas. I imagine, like Fallout 3, you're going to start quite in the outskirts, the suburbs, and work your way into downtown Boston, which will be more heavily destroyed and more heavily irradiated. It's probably likely going to be more soldiers around that area. Raiders will be sticking to more of the outskirts, but in Boston itself, there's probably likely to run into Brotherhood of Steel, maybe the Enclave, you know, maybe other soldiers that we haven't really met before who run security. It's going to be really, really interesting. As always in the Fallout games, I get excited to just go around and explore. I love to meet all the little hamlets, the little towns, and the people that are in them because they're always so quirky. One other thing that they have improved upon, um, next gen, new gen, upgrading the what would normally be standard fare, is the awesomeness of the Pip-Boy. It looks really, really cool. It's fully interactive with like fully interactive Vault Boys that move, pictures of the weapons, pictures of the gear. They've even got little games on holotape that you can put in and you can play, and they look very sort of old school, like Commodore 64 type games, platformers and space shooters, and I can see me spending a lot of time just standing there playing those games, and I wonder when you're locked into that, whether you are actually locked into it, or as you're standing there, you know, with your Pip-Boy out playing a game, you're gonna get shot in the back by like a raider because you're standing there playing this game, and he's like, "That's that doofus not paying attention," you know. That's gonna be pretty interesting to find out. Yes, so play your Pip-Boy games in the safety of your own base. And speaking of your Pip-Boy, they announced that the collector's edition of the game, the Pip-Boy edition of the game, is going to come with a fully workable Pip-Boy that you can, you know, stick on your arm, link your phone to it, and it basically works with the use of an app, either Android or iOS, whatever. Basically works as, you know, second screen, so you can be playing Fallout with a Pip-Boy on your arm, doing all your Pip-Boy stuff on your own arm, which is really, really fucking awesome. Speaking of bases, I didn't touch on it a little bit earlier on, but you go back to your old home, and I'm wondering if that's going to be your first base where you set up your base. Essentially, it would make sense. It's your home. But in terms of building up your own home, um, they have put into the game a so very comprehensive system in terms of building up your bases, building up settlements. You know, they want to rebuild the wasteland in your own image, essentially. You know, build it your own way, play it your own way. It's fully dynamic. You go out, you forage for scraps, you use it to build houses and furniture for those houses and dog homes and power generators and cables and turrets and all this incredible stuff from things that you just find out in the wasteland. Like, you know, Fallout 3, you'd be wandering around and there's just junk everywhere, and unless it was something that you needed for a quest or something that you personally particularly like to collect, like I like to collect teddy bears in Fallout games. I like to rescue teddy bears from the wasteland and put them on my bed. Things like that, you know, they were pretty superfluous. They were great. They set the scene, you know, they filled out the world, but they were, unless you're gonna shove them in the what was it called? Was it the rocket launcher, which you could put junk in to fire at people? Um, you know, there wasn't really much use for it. But now, pretty much everything you find around the world that would be junk or scrap, you can tear down and use for crafting. Use for crafting parts of your building, for making furniture, for putting components of it together to make weapons, and the possibilities apparently are just endless. So yeah, I'm so looking forward to that. Um, that is something that is gonna steal a lot of time during the actual game. I mean, it's optional. I believe it's not something that they're going to force you to do. I know a lot of people play some games and it's like essentially you have tower defense things and it gets a little bit overwhelming. Um, when you settle your settlements, they will be attacked by raiders, so you have to make sure that they've got good defenses, you know, as they're built up, and other people will come in to do trade and that sort of thing to get you better loot. You have to protect them, which makes sense. But I'm actually quite looking forward to that. It's not something that I would normally go for, but I'm looking forward to it. Also, in terms of the weapons, you can fully customize your weapons like you can with building your settlements, weapons and armor. You find components, customize them to how you choose and what suits your play style better. You also have the ability to modify your power armor. You have a set of power armor in your little garage, and you can modify it to how you see fit. I think I've pretty much talked about everything that I wanted to talk about in terms of Fallout 4 and the awesomeness that will be coming towards the end of the year. Suffice to say that you know, combat looks like it's going to be fun and satisfying. You know, the world, which is huge, is going to be populated with, you know, the variety of enemies that you would expect. You know, there's going to be creatures, raiders, mutants, robots, death claws. Did you see that bit with the death claw and it holds you up in the air? Oh god, I hate death claws. They scare me. Yeah, expected enemies is going to probably be enemies that we haven't really seen before, or, you know, upgraded version of certain enemies. From what I could see on the video, you know, they interact in various ways. Like, you saw a deathclaw coming up out of the sewer, and rad roaches coming up out, not rad roaches, rad scorpions coming out of the ground. So, yeah, that's going to be make exploring more interesting. But the way that they've beefed up, they've got VATs. They brought VATs back again. I love VATs. I'm a VATs whore. But they seem to have beefed up the combat enough that it's going to be really, really fun and really satisfying. So, yeah, you might actually want to fight for my own survival a little bit more rather than walk away. I don't walk away that much in Fallout, to be honest. I tend to sneak. I used to sneak a lot to try and avoid fighting as much as you can, but you know, I can throw down with the best of them, and I'm looking forward to throwing down with my customized weapons and my perhaps customized power armor. I bet if I don't get customized power armor, I might customize my vault suit to make it look pretty, because I'm a girl, and that's what I do. But hey, yes. So Fallout fucking 4. Fallout fucking 4. I would squeal more. But I'm so tired right now. I'm. Squee! There we go. But yeah, I feel like I've been talking forever, so I'm going to end the video now. Yeah, carry on watching E3. I know that I'm going to be, and I'm going to make more videos like this. Obviously, this video has been exclusively about Fallout and Fallout 4, and all the little various Fallout things that are going to be going on. There was much more from Bethesda last night. They talked about Doom. They announced a new game in one of my favorite series that was on last generation console. I say it was a favorite series. There's only been one game in it so far. You probably know what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to go into any more information in this video. I am going to make other videos about E3, and I will go into details there. So, yes, Fallout fucking 4 coming this year. So much information from Bethesda last night, and I expect we're going to get a lot more to come over the next week and the coming months. So I hope you're as excited as I am. Because if you're not, why are you watching this video? Why did you sit here for like half an hour listening to me waffle on about Fallout if you're not excited about Fallout? Silly people. Yeah, right. I'm gonna go. So thank you very much for watching. Subscribe, like, share it, get people to come and watch it and listen to me talk shit about Fallout because it's Fallout.